What's up, lads? Back at it again. It is May 20th, 11:30 p.m. It was a very, very eventful day today. I did my colonoscopy today, Y gang, Chang gang, and then I also did my Y gang, so they looked into my stomach, and then just a whole pile of shit, man. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. But I did that, and then that took up the whole day. And then I didn't eat for 30 hours because my stomach had to be super, super clean and for the colonoscopy to actually be useful because they had to see everything with it, right? So just annoying as fuck. Spent the whole day, came back, didn't eat for 30 hours, finally ate, and then I took a nap, huge nap, because I just felt like shite. But now we back at it again. And then this is the street question for today. So let's do it. Let's get into it. Um, So yeah, you are given an integer array nums of length n and a 2D array queries where query I equals to L and R. For each L and R, select a subset of indices within range L and I in nums. Okay. Decrement the values of the select indices by 1. A zero array is an array where all elements are equal to 0. Return true if it's possible to transform other process and all this query sequentially. Okay. So 101 quiz left and right, so it's 0 to 2, right? And then you decrement everything by 1. Okay. Okay. This doesn't look too difficult, I think. So I'm thinking you use a loop. You use nested loop, right? I believe. Difference or prefix and check an index. Um, I'll just implement it my way first. For in um you want to loop through the queries for queries 0, right? Is a low. J is smaller than queries I, right? Right? And then you would want to do vector, no, so nums J minus minus, right? And then you loop through it one more time. I think something like that. Oh, why? Okay, so for each query, right? And then J will be here will be 0. Oh, sorry. So what equals, right? Hopefully it doesn't pass the time thing. Ah, it does exceed time. Yeah, that was what I was worried about because it will exceed time. Um, hmm, let's see. Okay. So I'm thinking I use map, right? Map, map of, right? And then for this, right? I will, I will map I equals to nums I, right? Yeah, I think that works. And then for each of these, nah, that can't be quicker. Yeah, I don't really know how to make this quicker, low key. Um, 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 I don't remember what this is. Oh, I'm thinking about. Besides, right? And then I shouldn't have deleted it. All right, that's L. I don't see huge difference here. Because I'm still writing this. Not exactly sure. Let's just look. Yeah, this doesn't work. Don't really understand it. Um, don't really understand what's going on. Reduce zero, which is four. I don't exactly think I understand, but let's code it out. So I'm taking a vector of integer difference. Okay. So I'm incrementing Q yet Gaia. So R plus one is smaller than that. Then I will this, right? Or I have to minus minus? Why is that? I traverse through diff, right? How does that work? The fuck? Firstly, I don't understand why it's decrement. Secondly, I don't really understand the count. I understand something to do with that.
Hmm. Hey, everybody, just hi, Mike. Anyway, let's take a look at the gonna ask. So we'll see. Okay, so what I explained the quiz, right? And then now you have some queries that just gives you like a subset, and it could be any num subset, right? And the idea, I think, is just to yeah. So then now, in a way, what you want is kind of like look at all these queries and then combine them, right? Here we have one segment right here, then we have two segments. Here we have three, two, one, and then one, right? So you have kind of that. And then now this is basically how many times you can subtract from your initial array. And of course, if you have zero or even just fewer, you don't have to use all of them because you can choose a subset. And with some subset of the query, you don't have to do all of them. But then as a result, it just becomes whether this sum of these segments dominate, if you will, the original input array. And I think that's it. And of course, I assume, let me look at the constraints. I assume that, yeah, if you kind of do a for loop, right? If you do a for loop for every interval to just kind of aggregate this, it would be too slow. Otherwise, I mean, LeetCode has some unnecessary problems. I guess maybe it is unnecessary, but it's just not an interesting problem. But you just do like for loops and it'll be easy. So, okay, so how do you solve this? The idea here is that, okay, with this visualization, right? Let me redraw this real quick. With this visualization, I think it should be, a good idea is that now it's just collect them with sweep line, right? There are a number of ways you can visualize or even implement this and thinking about this, but the idea that I have, or it comes more natural to me, it's not like I invented the idea. It's just that for each segment, you could treat them as two events, right? Like plus one here, minus one here, right? Plus one here, minus one here, plus one here, minus one here. And then now you have a sweep line that goes, okay, this is the sweep line, it collects this plus one, and then now it goes here, and then now, so here would be plus one in total, here now it'll be plus two in total, and here it'll be plus three in total, and here it will actually be minus two, so then it's just plus one in total, right? And that's basically the idea about these different.
I don't know. This visualization really helps. The count is like the sweeping line. Therefore, you need to minus one here. Because plus one is the one that we need to stop at. Okay, I get it. All right, that is very smart. Hmm, amazing. Hi, Chandler. All right. Well, that's it for me today. I couldn't do anything else. I'm just gonna rot today. Tomorrow we're back at it again. Oh, well, who left?